And hello again, everyone. Welcome into this week's edition of Jacket Vision. The Oxford Yellow Jackets, another victory last week, another region win, as Oxford celebrated homecoming with a 35-10 victory over Fort Payne. With the win, Oxford improves to 8-0 overall and 5-0 in 6A Region 7 play. Joined now by Oxford head coach Ryan Herring. And Coach, congratulations on the victory. Survived another year of homecoming and notched another victory.
Yeah, I thought the school really did a good job this year of handling homecoming and how they did it. They did floats on Friday afternoon, so we didn't have a whole lot of junk going on at nights during the week. So I thought that worked out, safe. But it was a great week, a great game. We had a great home crowd. I mean, it was packed. The home side was packed. So everything about the night went great.
And you knew going in they had yet to win a game. They were 0-6, so you had to deal with keeping your guys focused after the big emotional win the week before, and you came out and got a comfortable lead at halftime. So I assume you were pleased with how the kids started off the football game.
Yeah, everything about the day and the game, everything went great. I thought we had a lot of spirit. The kids, they knew Fort Payne didn't have a great team this year, but they still came out and took care of business, offense, defense, special teams. So I was very proud of them and proud of the coaches, the way they handled everything.
And as most teams do this year, you're dealing with some nicks and bruises and some injuries to various kids at different positions. And fortunately for you, you were able to give some of those guys another week to heal up, and still were able to win the game by able to rest a couple of players.
Yeah, we got several guys who were beat up for one reason or another, and a couple of them, got some rest, and we were able to get them rest. So hopefully they'll be back full speed this Friday night, and because we'll need them back full speed this Friday night.
Well, we'll obviously talk a lot about the big matchup this week against Pell City coming up later in the show. But needless to say, Coach, this is a huge week for your football team. This is as big a regular season game as you can have, because basically the winner of the Oxford Pell City game is the region champ, top seed, heading into the playoffs.
That's right. It's a region championship. It's against one of our rivals. They're having a good year. We're having a good year. I think it'll be a great atmosphere Friday night. It'll be huge, and it's what you want in high school football. It'll be exactly what you want. We couldn't ask for anything more.
And I know a lot of Oxford fans are wondering why you're going to Pell City 2 years in a row, but that is because with the new region alignment, the schedules were drawn out of a hat, basically, and so that's just the way things fell this year. You'll be back at home against them next year. Yeah,
when we were doing the region meetings last winter, that was the first thing I noticed. It had Pell City away, and I was like, dang it. But we'll have them back home next year, so it'll all work itself out. I wish we were at home, but we're not. And, they got grass just like we got it, and their field's the same size. So we got to block and tackle whether we're here or there. So everything's going to be all right. We just got to go out there and play football.
And we'll have much more on the I-20 rivalry coming up a little later on in the show. Also, we mentioned it was homecoming. A lot of festivities happening at Lamar Field last Friday night. We'll talk about all that and come back with first half highlights as we continue on Jacket Vision. And Yellow Jacket fans, if you would like to support your Oxford City School system, there's a very easy and practical way to do it. Everybody needs a full tank of gas every now and then, unfortunately. But if you'd like to support the Oxford City School system, you can simply go by the Samco location at the corner of Caffey Drive and Highway 78, right there in the heart of Oxford. Every time you get gas, 1 cent per gallon will be donated by Samco to the Oxford City Schools Education Foundation. We mentioned it was homecoming last Friday night. A lot of festivities going on before the game. There's a look at your homecoming king and queen, two very special students at Oxford High School. Courtney Banks, the homecoming king, and Brittany Pence, named the homecoming queen. So congratulations to Courtney and Brittany for being selected the homecoming king and queen at Oxford High School for 2016. Also before the game, there was a special proclamation awarded to a very special man in the Oxford school history, I guess we could say. The City of Oxford officials there to give a proclamation to Mr. Gene Love, who was a band director at Oxford High School in the late 60s. But the biggest thing he did, Coach, and I know you and I both as Oxford alums really appreciate this, he composed Champions, the best fight song out there. And
right.
So he was recognized for that on Friday night. I thought that was one of the neatest things about homecoming this year.
You know, I've always loved our fight song, and it's never left me. But we've got some new coaches here this year, Coach Peavy, Coach Osmond, and both of them agree that that is the best fight song they've ever heard. So we've got a good fight song, and that's not up for debate. It's a fact. We have a great fight song.
I have heard the same thing from friends of mine who went to other schools around here, and I'm with you. They even admit to me that when it comes to Friday night and a team coming on the field, you can't beat the mood and the atmosphere created by that fight song.
That's right.
All right, so now let's head to first half highlights from Friday night's matchup. Again, Oxford hosting Fort Payne, 6A Region 7 matchup. Undefeated Oxford. Fort Payne had yet to win a game.
Here we are. We go up top pretty early. I think it may be second play of the game, and we hit Hareem. Big post over the middle. He does a great job. Great throw and catch, good protection. Here we are with a lead play. We got Jack Peavy at tailback. Jack has been a jack of all trades this year for us, and scored a touchdown right there. Here he is punting.
I thought you were going to fake that one, Coach.
Well, I wish he would have. I'm going to talk to him about that. But anyway, good punt. The guy fumbles it. We get right back on it. Jacoby Callaway, great job right there. Here we come out with a little speed option. There's Abe running the ball. And Abe almost cuts the Jets on right there, and he hits the brakes instead of the gas. I told him if he'd hit the gas, he'd be a touchdown. Here we are back over the middle. We got a backside post to Hareem. We knew they'd have a hard time covering that. And a great throw, great protection right there. And we were on defense. Here's a great job by Asante Farrell, dropping back in cover 2. We've been trying to get our corners to do that for 4 years, and he did it picture perfect. And, just a great kid he is. There's Jack right there running a little lead out of shotgun, right behind Clay Webb. Here we are right here. We throw a little comeback route to Hareem again. Good protection, great throw. Quarterback sneak right there by Abe. Good job just moving the ball down the field and getting in the end zone. We got a 21-0 lead right now, so everything's going well. We string this out thing. We string it out wide. Then Janito Allen makes a great tackle right there on the edge. Had him right here on 3rd and long, and we just didn't lock up. The coach's son's a quarterback. He did a good job right there, and Kenny runs him down, makes a great tackle. I throw a little bubble out here, and here's another great job by Asante. Asante doesn't weigh about 100 pounds, but he plays like he weighs 200. There they go again, trying to run a jet, and Janito does another great job. I tried a little jump pass, the old Tebow play, and I thought we had a pick, and we mistimed it. They had a great field goal kicker, by the way. He could kick 50-yarders like it was nothing during pregame. But they get a field goal, and they almost get an onside right here. Hareem, I don't think Hareem knows what an onside is, and he just kind of watched the ball. But hopefully hopefully we'll get that fixed this week. And we throw a little go route right there to Dave Russell. Dave does a great job. We've been wanting to get him the ball, and he did a great job going and catching it. Here's another good job. Good job coming up by the safety right there, supporting it. And so we're going to halftime 28-3, and everything's going real well.
Yep, you're in control here at halftime, which is exactly what you wanted to see, Coach, coming out against a team that obviously everybody expected you to beat. And now here at halftime with a comfortable lead, you got to figure out how you're going to manage the second half, because I know you got a lot of things on your mind, the big picture as far as especially keeping guys healthy. So what are your thoughts here at the break?
Well, very happy at halftime with everything. We didn't make many errors. We had a couple of third down busts, but I think that was we just missed some tackles. And but I think we got in there at halftime. We talked about it and got some little things corrected. And but at halftime, it wasn't a deal where, hey, it's 28-3. Let's just get through the game. We still wanted to come out third quarter and come out and hit them in the mouth and protect the football. And I thought we did a good job of that. And then once we got up 35-3, it was more just let's get a lot of people in, let's get a lot of people some reps, and let's don't try to embarrass Fort Payne. Because, those kind of things can come back and haunt you. You see a lot of teams scoring 50, 60 points on people, and there's not a whole lot of need in that, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. And so we did a good job of being classy and taking care of Fort Payne, and hopefully that'll be some good karma for us at some point.
That's right. All right, Oxford in the lead at halftime. We'll come back with second half highlights here on Jacket Vision. Stay with us. And we're back on Jacket Vision. Second half, Fort Payne with the football down 28-3.
Start off well right here. There's Brody playing the little back out of the backfield right there. They tried to sneak one out. Here's Jack running the ball right here. And Fort Payne had a couple of real good players. They had a defensive end, number 35, that was about 6'5", 6'6", and we had a hard time blocking him. There's Jack right there on a little stick route. Good throw by Abe, good protection. Here we are, a little quick out over there to Hareem. 3rd and 5, big play right there just to keep the drive alive. Here we are with speed option again. Here's Abe doing a good job. He almost again was going to cut the Jets on, but he decided not to. I think he's saving all that for later on. Good job right here on the belly play by Jack, bending this thing back and getting in the end zone. He's like a running back right there, doesn't he?
He does.
But that says a lot about him. He's played just about everywhere on the field you can play, special teams or offense, defense. He's played it this year. Kind of run it right in the middle. I was found a little honey hole right there. We didn't get that thing fit up with somebody. Great job right here, though, by Cross Davis. They run this little counter play, and sometimes the quarterback will keep it off the backside and does a great job. Right here, we just got to have tighter coverage. We got to knock that ball down. Here's a little two-back counter. They run again, and they get some good yards. We're kind of getting knocked off the ball a little bit right there. Pulling people one way right here and running jet the other way. So they did a lot of misdirection stuff. A lot of it was influence and stuff. So they're real weird to play. Let one get in the end zone right here. That kind of upset me. I wanted to keep it 35-3, but we just didn't do a good job of covering right there. And there's a great job right there of that's Kendall right there making a big hit, and Corey Henderson, a senior outside linebacker, getting on the ball. And then we fumble it right back to him. Big 35 picks us up, starts to slam us, and Richard Cantrell, I think when he went airborne, I think he got scared and worried about preservation right there more than the football. And so we gave the ball up. But back on defense, real class act. The coach from Fort Payne was a real nice guy, Paul Ellis. And, I'm glad we got to play him. I'm glad the game ended like it ended. It was a good night.
All right, Oxford wins it, final 35-10. Once again, with the victory, Oxford improves to 8-0 overall, and more importantly, 5-0 in 6A Region 7 play. And we'll get into the region a little bit in more detail in the next segment. But, Coach, just a big week for your kids, coming off the emotional win the week before, then having homecoming, getting the win, keeping the streak going, and putting yourselves in a position to play for some important things.
Well, you're right. We did have a big emotional game with Southside. We got homecoming that happened, and you got a lot of reasons you can get off track. And I really got a lot of respect for our kids and coaches of keeping that thing on track and going out there and taking care of business. And if you let distractions bother you, you're going to lose games, or you'll find a way to lose a game. There's more times than not you'll lose a game quicker than you get beat. A lot of times you beat yourself or your mistakes cost you a game. And our kids have done a good job this year of balancing everything that's going on, having a good year, having some distractions, and staying focused. So that's a lot of the battle is just staying focused. So, my hat's off to our coaches and our players for staying focused this year so far.
And I know as a coach, you always want to get better as the season progresses, but clearly winning accelerates that, doesn't it? It just makes it so much easier.
A lot of people say when you lose a game, you learn a lot more from a loss you do from a win. Well, I still want to take my chances of learning while we win. If I can choose to win and learn, I'd rather win and learn than lose and learn. So I don't know who said that, but I would rather win and learn, or try to learn, than lose and learn. Especially when you get to the playoffs. Once you lose, it's over. There's no more learning curve after that. It's over. But, I really appreciate the way our coaches and kids have worked and stayed focused.
Speaking of the kids, let's take a look at the individual player awards from the Fort Payne game.
All right, this week we got Air Jacket Award going to Hareem Averett. You saw him make some great catches. Racehorse Award, we got a new one, Jack Peavy. Highest grade defensive line, got another new one, first-timer, Cole Hazel. Highest grade offensive line, Brett Houston. Brett's played solid all year for us. Special Teams Award, Keaton Borelli. If you were at the game, he booted the ball on kickoffs, did a great job Friday night. Most hits, Kenny Britt, pretty evident if you were at the game on that one. First play of the game, he about took a guy's head off. Meanest jacket, Kenny Britt. Game breaker, Abe Peoples. Made some great throws, a couple of great runs, kind of separated us from Fort Payne in the first half. Takeaways, we had three guys that got on top of turnovers. Corey Henderson got a fumble recovery. Jacoby Calloway got on one on the punt return. Asante Farrell had the interception. Hammer Award this week, Kenny Britt. I think Kenny had 4 hammers, which is big-time licks. And that's a lot in one game. Pride Award this week. Guys that worked hard all week helped us win the game during the week. Ridge Hayden, Garrett Davenport. You've heard Garrett's name a couple times this year with the Pride Award. Ridge also has done a great job for us this year. So real proud of those two guys and what they do for our program.
Congratulations to the players winning the awards for this week. Also, Coach, I know it's in the past now, but we want to kind of at least look back and congratulate you again on being the KFC Team of the Week last week for the win over Southside. We have some video of your guys enjoying the chicken and getting the T-shirts and the trophy last Thursday after practice.
It was huge. I'm gonna tell you, I think our coaches enjoy the chicken as much as the kids did. You can see them right there. We got several hogs on the staff, and they like to be fed. But the players really appreciated it and enjoyed it. And it was a good time of fellowship for us. There I am using my fork. I couldn't find a fork, so I had to borrow my finger.
Hey, we've all done that, I can promise you.
But it was a fun day, and we really appreciate it. Appreciate TV24 coming out, and maybe we can get that one more time this year sometime later on.
There's Coach Peavy handing out those T-shirts. All right, congratulations to the Oxford coaching staff and players, our Team of the Week winner from last week. Well, again, important game this Friday night. It is a region championship game, folks, this Friday night over in Pell City. When we come back, we'll talk about that. We'll have our player spotlight and much more as we continue on Jacket Vision. And it's time now for our player spotlight this week. Obviously, Oxford has played some very good defense throughout the 2016 season, and if you're going to play good D, it always starts up front. And this week's player spotlight focuses on nose guard Dondre Allen. Here's Chase Robinson.
The 6-foot, 275-pound defensive lineman for Oxford, Dondre Allen, has played on the line on both sides of the ball for the Yellow Jackets, but has found his spot on the defensive line.
Moved a lot. Ninth grade, I think I was offense. I think I kind of moved back to defense and then back to offense. And then I was all over the place. Senior year, I finally made it back to defense, and that's where I plan on staying.
Allen knows how to push himself to be better, and that has turned him into a great leader for this team. Allen knows the importance of his position and what it takes to be successful.
You got to be physical. You got to be quick on your feet. Have to know how to readjust to what the offense is doing. You got to know how to listen to your coaches and be coachable.
For Jacket Vision, I'm Chase Robinson.
And Coach, Dondre definitely gives you an anchor there in the middle of that defensive line. He's a 300-plus pounder and senior as well. So talk about Dondre.
Dondre's a great kid. He's been in the program ever since he's been in high school. He's probably our strongest kid on the bench press in the school. He benches 4 plates really like it's nothing. He benches over 400 pounds. So he's a strong kid, but he didn't have any enemies. He's a kid with no enemies. He's a good teammate. I don't know anybody that doesn't get along with Dondre Allen. So that says a lot about his character and what type of person he is. His dad played at Oxford. His dad was All-State offensive lineman, played at Jack State. I think he was All-American at Jack State. He's got a good bloodline, and we talk about that a lot of times. But he's a joy to coach, and just like a lot of them we have on our team, he's a very good kid. So we're blessed to have him and glad we have him, and just he's a senior, so we just want to enjoy these last however many weeks we have with him, because when the season's over he'll be done. So we just really want to eat it up. Some of these seniors, we don't have a big senior class, but we've got some real good character kids in our senior class, and it makes all the difference.
All right, let's take a look at the 6A Region 7 standings as we head into the final week of region play for the Yellow Jackets. There you see Oxford in first place in the region at 5-0. Clearly the only team in the region without a loss, so you control your own destiny, Coach. Really the only thing we really want to talk about right now is that second team there, Pell City. They're 3-1 in the region, and this is essentially on Friday night. The winner of this game will capture the region championship. So talk about the challenge you got ahead with Pell City this week.
Well, it's the region championship because they only have 1 loss. So we win, we're region champs. If they win, they're region champs. So there's a lot at stake, and it's Pell City. It's a big game for us. It didn't used to be a rival years ago, but when you lose, you're Anniston, you're Welborn. Now you got to have a proximity rival, and Pell City and Gadsden City kind of now are our two rivals now. So we've got to treat it like a rival. We've always been their rival. Coach Cochran used to work here, and he was from Pell City, and he said, that we were always their rival. And I said, well, I didn't even know that. But so we've kind of, since I've gotten back to Oxford, I've kind of let the kids know that, hey, we got to treat it like a rival game. If we're going to be their rival, let's reciprocate that and make them our rival too. And our kids have done a good job of that the last 3 years. But their strong points, really, their defensive line. They're huge. They're the biggest D-line in the state. They've got a nose guard that's about 6'3", 390. They've got a defensive end about 6'5", 280. Another defensive end about 6'3", 310. They'll be as big as anybody we'll see all year long up front. So we've got to be able to handle those guys and somehow keep them from making plays in the backfield and putting us in second long, third and long situations. They look, they're in a lot of ways they look like us. They got a quarterback who can throw it, smart kid. They got some decent running backs. Got one big offensive lineman that does a good job. But they're a scrappy bunch, and they're generally similar to most Pell City teams. They've got some good players on both sides of the ball, and they're going to play hard. So it's going to be a 4-quarter game, and we got to show up ready to play. And probably the team that makes the least amount of mistakes and protects football is going to win.
You mentioned they're similar to past Pell City teams you've faced that's coming back to Oxford. I was going to ask you, of course, Keith Etheridge coming over from Leeds. They still do pretty much the same stuff they had been doing?
Yeah, he gets in the eye a little more than what they've been doing. The guy they had there, he tinkered with everything. He would run anything under the sun, including the eye and empty or whatever. And Coach Etheridge is probably 50% eye, 50% spread. So, you're going to get both of them. And I think whichever one's working, on Friday nights, what they kind of stick with. But, they'll be tough. They do a good job over there. They always have. And they get up for Oxford.
Yeah, they do.
They're going to get up. They're going to play a little faster Friday night than what we've seen them play on film because they're playing Oxford. So, we got to make sure we show up with our A game. And, of course, if we take care of the football, don't make many mistakes, we can win the game. If we go out there and make mistakes or turn the ball over, it'll be hard to win.
And the crowd needs to travel well also. You need a good crowd there because, as you said, Coach, they will definitely be up. It'll be a rowdy atmosphere on Friday night at Peach Rich Stadium in Pell City. We'll be back again next week for all the highlights of Oxford and Pell City right here on Jacket Vision.